Guns. This time, it is all about the guns. The Gray Zone Warfare dev team did another live stream. The live stream was all about gear and guns that are coming to the game with patch 0.3. Some of these guns are on my list of favorites, so I'm super excited and can't wait to see them in game so I can try them out on my own. Without any further delay, let's go through all of the gears and guns coming with the next patch to Gray Zone Warfare. They started off this live stream talking about a patch they just pushed. It was a technical patch that fixed VRAM leak issues and many crashes reported by the community. It will also be the last patch they push before 0.3. But now let's get into the juice. Now on the screen you see some of the gentlemen we've seen before. You've seen them in my other videos, and one new, at least new gentleman for me. I have not seen him before. He is their gun specialist. He is the man that makes sure everything is correct and is matching and faithful to its real life references. Let's get into now the gear. We are getting the Skull Crusher. You can see it on screen right now. It's a special type of cap. I don't think I'm gonna wear this one. They said this might become a meme. I see why. And also it's not ideal head protection. It is only one of the helmets coming to the game. There will be more. And right now on the screen you can see all the new gear that is going to come with 0.3, starting with all the plate carriers. There are going to be 4 new plate carriers. 2 of them are going to be UN themed because they want to add a little bit more of UN items to the game. They are introducing a new armor class also with a higher plate level. There's going to be a level 6 plate in the game. That plate's advantage, of course, will be its protection against higher penetrating ammo, but that plate will also have a huge disadvantage. It's going to be made of steel, so it's going to be very heavy. This new tier 6 plate will also cover your sides and protect you and have armoring on the sides of the character now. Like I said, those being steel plates will be very heavy, so tier 6 plates might be good for PvP, but if you're doing more of a casual run where you're going to a location, maybe exploring, looking for loot, you want more of that movement speed, you don't want to be sluggish, so you probably don't want to run tier 6 plates. They are also adding multiple new ballistic vests. Some are again UN themed, other ones are a bit lower tier because they want to broaden the options for AI equipment. Right now the equipment the AI uses and wears is very limited, so they want to add a little bit of variety of their wardrobe, I would say. Basically more gear for them to pick from to wear and, you know, walk around looking a little bit different from one another. They are also introducing 2 brand new helmets. These are going to be Chinese copies of some classic helmets. They are going to be used by the military AI and give them more variety of head protection and also slightly higher tier head protection because right now they eat headshots constantly. Poor guys apparently have no chance. So these helmets will help them out a little bit. Now they also mentioned mounts on helmets. They had mounts on pretty much every helmet, but they are rebalancing that and removing a bunch of the mounts from different helmets, especially the NVG mounts. They want mounts and helmets of higher tier to be the ones that have those mounts because they want to add a bit more rarity to the game and they want certain helmets to be a bit more situational. They want to add a little bit of gear fear to the game, so you know when you have a helmet, you find one with that NVG mount, you want to run it for some night ops, you're going to be a little bit scared of losing it because once that's gone, you know, it can take you God knows how long to get another helmet that has an NVG mount on it. So that will also help a little bit with looting because that will be thrown into the loot pool, and now you might be able to find some things that are situationally specific and helpful, making the looting experience a bit more of a, you know, I found something useful this time around. But let's get into the guns that are coming to the game. The first gun is going to be the Beretta. The Beretta is a classic gun. You pretty much see it in every single video game, so it was obvious it will come to Gray Zone Warfare. It's pretty much a given with any video game with guns. The Beretta is going to be in it. Next is the MP7. That's right, the MP7 is coming to the game. I love this gun. It's such a cool looking gun. I like it in every video game. I hope this one will have a bunch of attachments in the game and it will feel good to use. The gun will also be coming with a brand new caliber of rounds added to the game, as MP7 has its unique caliber. The video you can see is the MP7 rounds being compared to MP5 caliber rounds and showing you the difference in the damage and penetration. They said that the MP7 will penetrate much better than MP5 to show its real life design translated into the game, if that makes sense, because the gun was designed to basically shred any armor that would protect you against handgun caliber bullets. So the MP7 basically will eat through those like butter, and also it will have good flesh damage because of its tumbling effect. Another massive gun, this is the second favorite I mentioned, it's going to be the SIG MCX. Another massive W. This will also introduce a new caliber of ammo to the game. You see, SIG allows you to use several calibers as it has modular barrel system. This will be added to the game. It won't come straight away with the SIG. It will just be one caliber gun for now, but the modularity will be added down the line. Right now, the SIG will use 300 blackout rounds. This caliber was designed to do well with short barrels and suppressors, but it does have a downside that the ammo is extremely expensive in real life, and the game will reflect that to a degree. It won't be as expensive, but it will still be on the pricier side of ammo in the game. And like I said, there will be other calibers. There will be a possibility to make a 5.56 MCX in the future. That will be awesome. The last major weapon being added is the SVD. It's one of the most famous Eastern firearms after the AK. I think it's their first DMR, and it's the original Soviet SVD. That gun was pretty hard for them to get made. When they add guns, it's as authentic as it possibly can be to their real life counterparts. So when they want to add a gun, they want to first get the actual real life gun, get their hands on it, see how it shoots, how it sounds, how it feels, all under the supervision of professionals, of course. But with the SVD, you can imagine why getting the gun over to them was a little bit of a headache. All these new guns are going to also be more rare. They're going to be very rare as a loot drop, and they will be very high up on the tier level when it comes to being able to purchase them from the vendors. We know they are pushing another level of vendors and pushing existing firearms up to make them available at higher levels of vendors, and those two new guns will be even more rare than the guns we have now that we all know and are used to. Just like I said in one of my videos, man, guns in this game are just so sexy. They look so good. I don't think there's any other game that I've played where I liked everything about the guns. In Gray Zone Warfare, they are so good from the way they look, to their size, to their audio, and how they feel in game. They're just, to me, 10 out of 10. Such a good job with the guns. They also said they don't want to put any random gun in the game. That's not going to happen. So not every single gun the community might request will end up being added. They decide which guns to add by basically making sure they fit the scenario of the game. They fit the story, they fit the location, basically in a more appropriate, realistic manner, if that makes sense. So if they feel like a gun wouldn't be in La Manque for whatever reason, or the traders would have no way of getting their hands on a specific gun, then they just won't add it. The guns have to fit the game and fit the setting. If they don't, they will not be added to the game. Now, they are also introducing newish weapons to the game. It's basically variants of existing weapons. So not exactly new, but kind of new. We're going to get a Colt Commander, which is a variant of the Colt, more compact version. And the other gun is going to be a Mosin variant, the carbine version. It is not as modular as the sniper variant, so basically it's kind of like a shittier version of the Mosin. You can't pimp it out as much. They also gave us a peek at the mortars. We spoke about mortars before. If you didn't know, mortar strikes are coming to the game. That's going to be huge. They wanted to clarify to the community that it's not going to be something that will become a tool for griefing. And if any griefing happens, it's definitely not going to be very easy to achieve. So the people in the community shouldn't worry about mortars being used as a grief tactic. Of course, as things progress, they will monitor how things are going and they'll keep working on them. Right now, when it comes to the mortars being fired, fired, they are fired by a ghost squad. Eventually, they will add AI doing it, of course, for realism. And these mortars will be most useful for firing at fixed positions. So basically, positions where enemies might be holding a spot down, hiding in a biggest trench where you can't really hit them. That's when you will call a mortar strike on their butt and just go, kaboom. You'll be marking mortar strike attacks on your map, so you'll be using your map for that, and then you will pick where you want the mortar to go. Then you'll see a timer pop up that will show you how long until the mortar strike drops. And after that, you just stand back, make sure you're clear of the blast, and you enjoy the goddamn show, because it's going to look great. I can imagine it already. It's probably going to be badass. They also mentioned doing some improvements on the ballistic system. For the final part of the stream, they went over some stuff we already spoke about in other videos. They went over readability of the AI again. All the animations they are improving and adding that will let the AI telegraph visually the damage that is getting done to them. And they also will now have organs that will be affected and damaged like the player, and having their own status effects on the AI. And the devs wanted to mention that PP shots are very deadly. Now, of course, with all the new guns coming out, there are going to be a bunch of new attachments and weapon parts. Of course, all the new guns will have their weapon parts represented in the game. It's going to be over 80 when it comes to these attachments and weapon parts. They love modularity and want as much as possible in the game. We all do. We all love to be able to pimp our guns. So we are getting a bunch of that. We're going to get new muzzle brakes. They're also adding threading to add more specific customization. Right now, you put on muzzle devices and suppressors based off caliber size, but with these new threads, you'll be able to now mount devices from one caliber to a gun of another caliber, adding a bit more to that variety of, pimping your gun. So super cool. They also introduced new sights and optic with the upcoming patch. They didn't go through them all, but they mentioned the two personal favorites of the devs is the Aimpoint Acro. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Please correct me in the comments if I'm not. It's primarily a pistol sight, but it can be mounted on AR and long rifles. And now the second is the Spitfire Assault Scope. It is a 5x scope, so very far. And you can't change the magnifications, so it's purely for long-range sniping or close, very close with hip fire or canted aiming engagements. They again touched upon durability too, added a little bit more detail than what I had in my last video. So they are adding these new tool sets for fixing your guns and gear, we know that, and repair kits. You see, these repair kits will be more sacrificial for the gun's max durability, so basically they will knock that max durability down a little bit more, but they will be fast and with immediate results. Now, if you want your gun durability max to not take a hit as much as it would when you are using these tools, you can leave your gun at the vendors and have them repair it at the base. But like I said, you will be leaving your gun, and it is going to take some time until they are finished and they repair your gun. So your gun will be unavailable during that period. Now, if you decide you need your gun back for whatever reason, you can do it, but you will be paying up front. So if you take your gun back, you will lose all that money. And of course, the gun will also be unrepaired. A big thing that I love to hear is that there will be no more durability penalty on death. I hate that. I do not like that system at all, that you lose durability based on death. It's just not realistic, I guess is the best way for me to say. Them taking it out is a huge W. Like I said, I hate it. Now, one of the ways the guns will get damaged is by actual physical damage done to them. So, if somebody shoots at you and the rounds hit your guns are going to get damaged. So, either be careful or use your guns as shields. They also touched on the new cases and new case types. They are going to be adding these cases to be available to buy from vendors at higher levels. That is really good. So if you grind, you get high level vendors. You're later down in the game, you're getting a little bit space stash issues. You will be able to fix those with some cases. They are tweaking some of the loot boxes and the loot spawning in them. Basically, the goal is they want players to be able to find more things that are useful for them in that very moment, something that they would consider an upgrade and use, and not constantly just find things that are either a downgrade or something they will just instantly sell or put in their stash and actually never use. So another huge W. And of course, they will continue to iterate on looting constantly with each update, trying to improve it until the players and the community is happy with how looting looks. The final thing they went over is the Apple tag system. Another thing we spoke about before. They are going to be called T tags in the game. You will be able to buy these tags and then attach them to your gear or your guns. They will each have a certain time period of how long they will last. And if someone kills you and loots the piece of gear with the tag or the gun on it, you will be notified and you will be able to track it. This will then let you to either go and retrieve your gear or you can just, forget about it. So if your items drop and somebody yoinks them, you will be able to know their exact position on the map. Correction, not theirs, but the tags. So basically the piece of equipment or the gear that has the tag on it, that's the location you see. Now, a person that will loot a piece of gear or gun that is tagged will also be notified that something they are carrying has a tag on it. Now, these players will be able to run to the outposts or back to the main FOB, and they'll be able to either put the gun away into their storage and wait the timer out for the tag to end, or they will be able to use it to set up an ambush. I actually can't wait to see some videos from people on ambushes. And the tag was actually a community idea that they liked and implemented. So whoever came up with that idea, props to you, man. Your idea made it to the game. At the very end of the stream, they did a Q&A. I'm not going to go over that. If you'd like to see the Q&A, please make sure to check out the actual live stream either on Twitch or Matt Finger's YouTube channel. And yeah, apart from that, that'll be everything for this video. I hope you all found this video useful, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Now, if you did, and you'd be so kind, make sure to leave me a like, drop a comment down below, letting me know what you think about this patch or the video itself. And please consider subscribing to the channel. That will be massive for me. It helps me out a lot. So if you could, please click that subscribe button. To all of you that have subscribed and been watching my videos, yet again, big thank you and massive appreciation from me. You guys are the best. But yeah, this will be it for now, and I will see you all in the next one. 君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実